What is persuasion? Let me explain it to you. Let me clarify how you are already dependent on it to move forward in life and business, and that there is a science to optimally influencing others ethically. Welcome. Well done for wanting to know more. My name is Patrick Vandenberg and I'm a founding member of the Cialdini Institute. Dr. Cialdini, who I've partnered with, is the most recognized authority on the science of persuasion, and I've been teaching his work to people and businesses for over 20 years. I'd encourage you to watch this video to the end because there is persuasion gold all the way through. But make up your own mind. What is persuasion or influence? Persuasion involves the ability to move people in our direction, to increase the likelihood, the probability that they will say yes to our request without changing the merits of your request one bit. Now, believe it or not, all of us wake up every day doing one thing. We are all trying to get our way of thinking, our agenda, aligned with other people in our lives. Whether you're a single mom or a dad influencing your children, your husband or a wife influencing your spouse, your middle manager influencing the people below you, or an employee trying to influence your boss. It is central to all of us. It is the only way for us to reach our goals. And your ability to persuade others is directly impacting your success in life. Now, as important as it is, very few people learn how to be more persuasive. And there is a science to this, which, by the way, is not all that complicated and is normally costless to implement. What it boils down to is that a request worded one way will produce little or no agreement, and the same request worded differently produces a lot more agreement. It could be that there are facts in the situation which you can bring into the awareness of the other party. And because of the nature of those facts, the person you're trying to convince is going to be a lot more likely to agree. Let me give you an example. Restaurants have a problem that costs them a lot of money each year. No-shows. The lights are on, the restaurant is kept at a comfortable temperature, the chefs are there, the food is prepped, and they have a limited number of seats, tables, to have clients on during peak eating times. People make reservations, and despite the restaurant asking them to call if they can't come, people fail to turn up without letting them know, leaving a table empty and income lost. Now, Gordon Sinclair in Chicago figured out a way by which no-shows were dropped dramatically. He added just 2 words to their standard phone call reminders at the end of a booking. 2 words. They used to say, "Thank you for your booking. If you have to cancel or change your reservation, please call." Right? Thank you for your booking. If you have to cancel or change your reservation, please call. Now have a think for yourself. What 2 words? And where in that sentence could they make such a dramatic change to compliance in a request that they've been making of clients for years? 2 words. Instead of saying, "If you have to cancel or change your reservation, please call," they now say, "If you have to cancel or change your reservation, will you please call?" Will you? That's all it took to have a massive improvement in results. Now, what I've just told you is a tactic. It works, but based on that alone, you don't understand why it works. What I can tell you now is that it is the principle of consistency that explains and powers this improvement. There are 7 principles, and those we know because of the work of Dr. Cialdini, who I'm partnered with through the Cialdini Institute and I'm certified by. Dr. Cialdini spent his life answering the question, what makes people say yes? And he researched the psychology of persuasion, and he analyzed thousands of tactics like this, looking for the commonalities, looking for what psychological triggers were behind the effective tactics. And in the end, he boiled it down to just 7 principles of influence. Just 7. There are reciprocity, liking, scarcity, consistency, social proof, authority, and the recently discovered principle of unity. Now, each is able to potentially have a big impact on your results when trying to persuade people to agree to your proposal, product, service, or idea. Often, multiple principles are present in the influence situation, but people and businesses rarely know how to bring them to the surface and let them empower their communication. Ethical use shows to have the best long-term success, but they are sadly also able to be used unethically, and I'm sure you've already fallen victim to that multiple times in your life. I'll make a separate video about that. The benefit of learning about the principles of influence is that you become more successful in your persuasive efforts. And on the other hand, it builds a resistance against having these principles used on you unethically. The benefit of receiving training over just reading a book is that you get a deeper understanding, not just of the principles, but more importantly, their practical application. It is the difference between knowing how it works and having the confidence and ability to implement it consistently and successfully. All training and advice that filters through from Dr. Cialdini to the Institute and the network of certified Cialdini professionals like myself is based in science. And so when people ask me what I do, my answer is that I assist individuals and corporations to enhance the persuasive power of their communications with various audiences, including clients, potential clients, employees, superiors, family and friends. That approach is based in rigorous research in behavioral science, and that I'm associated with Dr. Cialdini, who is considered the absolute authority in this field, and who has also sold over 7 million books worldwide. By working with me, individuals can accelerate their progress towards personal and professional objectives, find greater enjoyment in their endeavors, and gain confidence in the scientific validity of their persuasive efforts. This allows them to make the most of their time, resources, outperform their competitors, and ultimately enabling them to lead fulfilling lives and cherish the things, people, and experiences that they hold dear. Sounds good, right? That's why I've loved teaching this stuff for so many years. Here is my advice to you, and afterwards I'll give you the tip for this video. You are clearly interested in this, and to have come so far into this video, and I applaud you for it. If it makes sense to you and you're willing to take my word for it, then join me in training. It is the fastest way to get this knowledge and skill comfortably in your head, and you'll be benefiting sooner rather than delaying the improved success and profits until you do training later. Visit my website and look for which training option suits you best. Most of it is done online and with video calls, so I can assist people everywhere. If I've still not convinced you to take that step just yet, then at least stay well connected with me to receive free insights into persuasion and learn useful things to the point where your appetite to know it all gets too big and you're going to join me in training anyway. To maximize free learning, go to completeinfluence.com and subscribe to the newsletter. Entertaining nuggets of influence gold await you. Make sure you follow this channel, and of course, in case of YouTube, hit the notification bell, or otherwise it's all a little bit pointless. Okay then, here's my persuasion tip for you. It has to do with the same principle of consistency from the other example, from the restaurant. I'm sure this has happened to you. All right, if someone, let's say a work colleague, agrees with you on a proposal that you made to do something, it sometimes happens that even though they agreed and liked your idea, you come back a week later and nothing has been done about it. You're confused, right? Maybe you think, maybe I didn't convince them after all. Here's what you should do. When they say, that's good, let's do that, then you need to anchor that response into more than just a verbal acknowledgement of their favorability towards your proposal. Here's what you do. If it is somebody equal or under you in the hierarchy, let's say a coworker, a subordinate at work, or your child, then ask them to write it down. Say, hey, I'm glad we're seeing eye to eye on this. Can you please write me a quick memo outlining what we agreed upon? If it is somebody higher in the hierarchy, maybe like a supervisor or a boss, right? Then you say, hey, I'm glad we see eye to eye on this. Let me send you an email just outlining what we agreed upon. You'll find the other party to be far more loyal to that favorability to your request. Good luck.